Next presentation is Team Safety First with title Proposal of Ship Safety Officer, Provision of STCW. Please welcome Team Safety First.
Hi guys, we are Team Safety First.
It is a great honor for us to have this opportunity to join moeiIMO Assembly.
While preparing for the moeiIMO, we had a really precious and valuable experience.
We did our best, so please enjoy our presentation. Now we are going to start our presentation, so please give us a big round of applause.
Thank you, Mr. Honorable Chair, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. Team Safety First would like to thank everyone for taking your time to listen to our proposal. It is a great honor to be here for us. Before starting the presentation, I would like to say the slogan of IMO: safety, secure, and efficient shipping on clean oceans. As you can see from this, safety is a very important thing of IMO. That's why we named our team Safety First, and that's why we propose STCW provision for Ship Safety Officer today. First, we are going to explain about the necessity of Ship Safety Officer provision and proposed training standards. And we are finishing with conclusion. Now I'm starting to explain about the necessity. Currently, there's no training standards for Ship Safety Officer, so shipping companies are conducting their own training based on STCW for Senior Officer and IMO Model Course 3.11. In IMO Model Course 3.11, there's a standard for Ship Safety Officer, and there's a standard for handling GMDSS and ACTIS. They are navigational equipment, which is far from Ship Safety Officer's duty. On the other hand, this course does not include the standard for safety management system, which is essential for Ship Safety Officer's ability. This process is how to become a Ship Safety Officer. If officer and engineer has certain period work experience, which is just on-board experience, and are qualified after completing of simple training, they can be Ship Safety Officer. Since the purpose of safety management system and the purpose of seafarer system are different, current system does not have sufficient expertise in ship safety. In areas with high risk, such as electricity, factories, and construction, a separate system of safety management, such as Occupation Safety and Health Act, High Pressure Gas Safety Control Act, Nuclear Safety Act, is clearly established and applied strongly. Marine accidents also are at great risk, not only casualties and environmental damage, but property damage, but there's no system to manage safety for ships. You can see the PSC detention case over the past decade in this table. As I highlighted, they are because of ignorant or inexperienced about the safety. The fact that safety management system is not written in the official language also shows a lack of safety officers' ability. This is a statistic from 2014 to 2019. As you can see, ship accidents has not decreased and are steadily occurring despite many technological advances. These pictures saw ship safety accident in Japan in 2019. The safety pin locks hook was released, which led to casualty accidents, showing that even a little attention to safety management can save lives. Until now, there have been no clear standards for ship safety officer. Therefore, shipping companies fostered and appointed them according to their internal standards without consistent application of IMO standards. But in SD1, IMO clearly states only through the entry into force of those instruments and the effective, efficient, and consistent implementation and enforcement of their provisions can the full benefits from this extensive body of international law be realized. So, if we implement our proposal, clear standards will be made and we can achieve the goal of effective, efficient, and consistent implementation pursued by IMO by unifying the capabilities of ship safety officer. To prevent marine accidents, to prevent casualties, to achieve the goal of IMO, Team Safety First proposed STCW provision for professional ship safety officer. So from now, our second delegate proposes training standard. Thank you.
Thank you, my beautiful first speaker. From now on, I would like to tell you about this proposal. But before we move on to our proposal, I want to tell you how we made this provision. As we mentioned before, there's no clear standard about ship safety officer training in STCW nor ISM code. Well, at least luckily, we had a training standard about the master and designated person who are involved in ship safety managing. So, what we want to do was get those standards and change them into ship safety officer standard, considering their only duty. Now, let's first take a look at how ISM code will look like for ship safety officer. First of all, they need to have an understanding about safety management system. And based on this system, they will examine and evaluate the ship safety status and manage them. Then they will sum up this information and send it to company or shipboard staff. So they need to know how this whole process works. Now, moving on to the real STCW provision we want to introduce you here is first, if they know how to deal with safety management system. Safety management system is the most important guideline for ship safety officer's duty. Well, then anyone here would want to ask, okay, they keep emphasizing the importance of ship safety management system, but they never told me why it was important. Well, here's the answer. The capture screen here is from the ISM code, and it says the functional requirements of the safety management system is policy and instruction for safety, communication, internal audits, and many other more. So you can see here that safety management system involves many part of the ship's safety officer's duty. And moving on is next, if they know how to survey potential hazards. Ladies and gentlemen, who do you think is the ship safety officer in the ship on board? Some would say it's captain. Okay, that's right, and I do agree. But they're busy controlling the whole ship operation. So that's why we are leaving ship safety management to the ship safety officer. Okay, we made this clear. Then let's look at this part of ISM code. It says, safety management representative of the company should access all identified risks. It means they need to know the danger threatening the ship. And in order to know the danger, they need to know how to use assessment tools and documents related to ship safety managing. And next is if they know how to undertake the regular inspection. At the previous part of our presentation, we have mentioned you about the PSC detention case. And in this PSC case of detention case, this is something serious. So they need to know how this whole inspection work to survive from this inspection. And plus with this PSC inspection, they also need to know about the internal safety audit mentioned in ISM code. So they need to know how this works because inspection is the most essential process in proving that your vessel is safe and sound. And everybody knows the importance of safety equipment, do we? Safety equipment can be your best assistant in managing safety. Well, I want to add something in front of safety equipment, well maintained. Not every safety equipment can be your friend, but only well-maintained ones can. In fact, in ISM code, it says operational failure of the equipment can lead to hazardous situations. So, only well-maintained safety equipments can be your safety safety management friend. And in order to do that, safety officers should have an understanding about this. And last but not least, they also need to know how to encourage safety awareness of the fellow crews. Highlighted ISM code here commonly lays great stress in the importance of the safety awareness among the fellow crews. The biggest reason why we are focusing on the crew's safety competence is because from the safety management from now on, this should be done by seafarer, for the seafarer, of the seafarer. So, well-trained ship safety officer through our guideline will be in charge of this new paradigm. These 5 competencies is what we think it is necessary, and I would like to handle this mic to our wonderful third speaker.
Thank you for proposing training standard. Now in the conclusion, we'll talk about the effect what we can expect it from STCW revision. As we ready for this 5 section, we'll have the qualities of a complete expert. Individual ship safety management around the world can be adjusted above a certain level, resulting in the following expected effects. First, it is possible to prevent accident by managing the ship's own potential risk. With the usual exhaustive safety management, it is possible to respond smoothly even in the event of an accident at the site. This is a great example to show that if we invest in safety, we eventually gain benefits. Oil major vetting system is help ships operation done by oil major. This is an additional investment to ensure safety management to tanker operation. Inspection in this system is operated by well-trained safety manager and known to be more strict than other inspection. After the introduction of this system, the marine accidents in tanker have sharply declined. This shows that the more we invest in safety, the more we guarantee the safety. Following this training standard may cause additional cost, but I want to make sure that it is an investment for safe operation. Second, it is possible to respond quickly to the changes. In the field of ship safety management, where there are no ship safety management officer, can cause long time for the new trend to apply to ships. But if ISM code and STCW have regulation for ship safety officer, it can continue to respond to trend in line with changing marine environment. Third, the stature and importance of ship safety management are emphasized, resulting in qualification systems. It is useful in the long run because skilled manpower is stably introduced to meet the changing marine environment and evolving ship technology in the future. Professional ship safety officer trained under clear STCW standard can be an essential human resource in ship safety managing industry later. In the case of Japan, foreigners are sometimes entrusted with supervision due to the absence of experts in ship management. We can also expect a supplementary efficient for this lack of professionals. Lastly, responsibility can be clarified by clarifying tasks and standards. It is also necessary in the terms of post-processing that reduce international disputes. The cost analysis can be done in detail, which also help prevent accidents. The STCW's purpose is to reduce marine accidents through human management. So, I would like to emphasize that there should be professionals in safety management. Eventually, only when safety is supported can commercial efficiency and environmental protection be achieved. For the future, for responding the changes, our proposal is essential. The STCW's proposal itself might be cold, but the thing what we want to achieve through our proposal is warm. This is for human, especially for seafarers who are global essential workers, to save their property. Our proposal will achieve the goal of safe, secure, and efficient shipping on clean oceans with humanity. Thank you for listening to our presentation. This was Team Safety First.
Well done. Well done, Team Safety First. So Q&A session started. So if you have any questions, raise your hand. Mo Newshan? Yep.
Thank you. We have a question regarding the summary of the Safety First team. Under Clause 6, it says, construct a separate system of safety management for training standards in areas of high risk, such as electricity factories and construction, that the ship safety officer cannot handle on one's own. We were wondering what exactly separate system of safety management would look like.
Can you please repeat the question? I'm really sorry.
So
I think you can just say the details of. I didn't hear as well, but you said something, yeah. So details of something.
So the separate system of safety management to be clearly established and applied strongly. We were wondering, under Clause 6 of your proposal, what exactly that separate system of safety management would look like.
What system?
The separate system of safety
So
management.
details of separate system is your question, right?
Yes.
So to briefly tell you about this, the system that has been done now is done by each companies. So training of the ship safety officer now is done by companies without clear guideline. Well, there can be a guideline you can say, as we told you about the IMO Model Course 3.11. But as we told you about the IMO Model Course 3.11, there was irrelevant facts with irrelevant competence with the ship safety officer, and also there was competence that ship safety officer should have but doesn't exist at the model course. So the system now and what we want to propose is different. Is we are making a new proposal for the ship safety officer's duty.
Yep. Okay.
Was I clear?
From Judge, any questions? Yeah, please.
Okay, seems like a very good idea, but I think that having a separate safety officer would be a huge responsibility for the ones who will be becoming the safety officer, because it covers a lot of things, dealing with safety management system, inspections, potential hazards, and so on. So much responsibilities. So I wonder if this would be a popular job, and if any accidents happen, will they be responsible a lot?
Thank you for a good question. And you mean your concern is very important in our presentation. Of course, initially it is necessary to invest resource or time for human, but in the long run, it can cause reduce accidents, can protect people and environment also, and eventually we gain commercial benefits because marine accidents cause really big property damages.
Yes, but how much responsible will they be, the safety officers, when accidents happen? Because they have so much responsibility.
So as we have mentioned about the competence of the ship safety officer, this competence is connected with what ship safety officer should have. And we agree that ship safety officer has a lot of duty in some perspective. So that's why we're keep proposing the clear standards of the competence. So as ship safety officer has many responsibility, we want well-trained ones at the same time, so that we can lessen their burden by developing their competence.
Okay, thank you.
What? Am I clear?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Next question from Lighthouse. Yeah.
Thank you. It was a very good presentation. I'm wondering, for every ships with special devices or special concerning hazards, there is a PIC, person in charge, to regulate the hazards. And it is also mentioned in the IMO codes about the ships to have PIC to regulate their hazards. And I'm wondering, your proposals would be like, what would be the difference with the PIC? And if there is already PIC, then why is your proposal important or in need?
Thank you for your thoughtful concerns. I want to answer to that question. As the team Lighthouse have mentioned about the PIC, we want to tell you that PIC is a bit different from ship safety officer, what we are calling SSO. So PIC can have a duty about surveying potential hazards, as Team Lighthouse have said, but it's also a ship safety officer's duty. And including that surveying potential hazards, we have mentioned about other duties like PSC inspections and dealing with safety management system and any other more. So the term of PIC and term of what we are trying to propose, the SSO, is a bit different. So it would be, so I want you to know that it's a bit different. Thank you very much.
And in addition, our proposals include essential, important, and necessary standards for ship safety officers' ability. That's the difference between two of them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me take question from different people. Yeah. So from Peace of Mind.
Thank you for the unique presentation. And this delegate would like to ask about the difference between STCW and motor course and the proposal that team has delivered. Since this delegate believes that STCW 8-6-5 declares the mandatory minimum requirements for the issue of certificates of proficiency for ship security officers, which the team has delivered for the proposal. And then there is related motor course, which is 3.19. So this delegate is curious upon the differences upon this regulation and the proposal of the team. Thank you.
Wonder what you ask me. Do you ask about what is difference with STCW Prison for Ship Safety Officer and IMO model courses? Is it right?
Can I rephrase my question to make it more clear?
Thank you.
So the team has delivered that in STCW there were no existing ship safety officers related guidance. But actually there, as this delegate considers there is, which is STCW 8-6-5, which is named as mandatory minimum requirements for the issue of certificates of proficiency for ship security officers, which have been amended. And then there is related motor course, which is 3.19. So this delegate considers the content of the guidance and the team's proposal is quite similar. So this delegate is questioning upon the differences between these proposals and the team's proposals.
Thank you for your thoughtful concerns. As I want to answer to that question, the delegate Peace of Mind have mentioned about the provision for the ship security officer. And what we want to do is provision for the ship safety officer. So security management and safety management is a bit different terms. So, for example, for the security officer, it could be security mentioned in ports or cybersecurity. And for the safety management, it's a bit different, as we have mentioned, about the PSC inspections and about the hazardous situations we have also mentioned, and also the marine accident case we have mentioned at the previous part of our presentation, so it would be good if you can know that point. Thank you very much.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. Team Safety First, well done. Please return to your seat.